Good afternoon. We find something fascinating in our tradition, the Talmud. It says there that if there's a solar eclipse, it means it's bad news for the world. There's going to be a lot of destruction. A lot of bad things are going to happen. And the Talmud says, you know why? Do you know why there are solar eclipses? Because of homosexuality and because of rape. And people ask the question, what are you talking about? It sounds like nonsense. You know why there are solar eclipses? Because that's how the world was created. And to them we say, yeah, that's why the world was created. But who created the world? God created the world. And God created the system in such a way that there will be eclipses. But He's telling us, guys, wake up. God knows that mankind is going to sin. They're going to transgress. They're going to get off track. And therefore He made solar eclipses to tell us, get back in line. And that's why He makes earthquakes, and that's why He makes tsunamis. We can predict earthquakes. We know that the Pacific Northwest is overdue for an earthquake. We know that San Andreas Fault, San Francisco is overdue for an earthquake. All the experts tell us every 260 years is supposed to be an earthquake. The last major earthquake and tsunami was in the year 1700. That means in 1960, there should have been a major tsunami and earthquake off the west coast of America, along the Cascadian Fault, near Cascadia. Washington and Oregon and British Columbia, they wanted to have an independent country called Cascadia. Well, they might get an earthquake and tsunami as well, God forbid, unless they all return to God. Because God set up this earth in such a way that there are earthquakes and there are tsunamis. That's the way He built the world, to wake us up. And if we want Him to protect us from earthquakes and tsunamis, we better repent and do what He says, which means every single human being must keep the 7 Noahide laws, which means not to steal, not to seduce women, and not to rape them, of course, and to be moral, good people, to believe in God, and not to say anything against Him, to only realize that He is good and created us for our well-being, for our pleasure, to give us ultimate reward for eternity. And this world is only a place to prepare ourselves for that. As our tradition tells us, the world is a vestibule, and the next world is a palace. In Hebrew, this world is Olam Hazeh, the next world is Olam Haba, the world to come. The opposite of this is that. Zeh and Zot. This and that. It doesn't say this world and that world. It says this world and the next world, the world to come, because the only way to get there is going through this world, to pass through the trials and tribulations of this world. And this world could be great. Our rabbis tell us, taste the food before the Sabbath. Sabbath is a day of celebration, but you must taste the food when you prepare it, because in this world we prepare ourselves for the next world. So, there's a very clear message that God is giving us, that He created this Cascadian Fault. He created San Andreas Fault. They will erupt. In other words, there will be an earthquake, there will be a tsunami. And all those who have any intelligence should repent very quickly and hope for a miracle, or they should get out of there as soon as possible. And as long as they're moving, why not find a place which is moral? If the Jews are moving, why not come to the Jewish homeland, to the land of Israel? Our prophets tell us, Har Zion Tia Pleta, there will be a remnant in the land of Israel, around Jerusalem. This is the safest place in the world. This is what God has told us. And therefore, we're calling on all Jews, come home, come back to Israel. Our Father in heaven is waiting for you. Your brothers and sisters are waiting for you. Come home. Come to Jerusalem, the holy city, the safest place on earth. Why not now? Why wait till the earthquake and the tsunami strikes? God forbid.